You've been told to sit up straight your whole life by your parents, your teachers, your doctor. Sit up straight, don't slouch, keep your back aligned. Ancient humans never did any of that. They squatted for hours. They sat on the ground with no support. They carried heavy loads on their heads and walked barefoot across uneven terrain every single day. And they had virtually zero chronic back pain. Meanwhile, lower back pain is now the single leading cause of disability worldwide. Over 600 million people are living with it right now. We have ergonomic chairs, lumbar supports, standing desks, and entire medical specialities dedicated to the spine. And we're in more pain than any humans in history. Something is wrong, and it's not your posture. Let's start with what we actually know. Researchers who have studied the spines of ancient human skeletons consistently find almost no evidence of the degenerative disc disease, vertebral compression, and chronic spinal damage that are now considered routine in modern adults. A major study published in the European Spine Journal found that historical and pre-industrial populations showed dramatically lower rates of spinal pathology than modern Western populations. When researchers fitted the Hadza of Tanzania, one of the last true hunter-gatherer society, with movement trackers, they found something striking. The Hadza rest for roughly the same number of hours per day as office workers. But here's the difference. They never sit in chairs. They squat. They kneel, they sit cross-legged on the ground, positions that keep the muscles of the hips, core, and lower back continuously active even while resting. Back pain among the Hadza is rare enough that their language has no specific common term for the chronic, nagging lower back pain that millions of people in developed countries describe as a permanent feature of adult life. It's not that they're tougher, it's that their spines are being used the way spines were built to be used. Your spine is not a straight column, it's an S-curve, and that curve only functions correctly under one condition: movement. The discs between your vertebrae have no blood supply of their own. They get their nutrients and remove waste products entirely through compression and decompression, through movement. Every time you walk, shift, squat, or change position, you're feeding your discs. Every hour you stay still in the same position, you're starving them. Now consider the deep squat. For ancient humans, squatting was a default resting position. Cooking, eating, socializing, waiting, all done in a full squat, heels flat on the ground. The deep squat does something a chair never can. It takes the hip flexors through their full range of motion. It loads the glutes and spinal erectors. It keeps the pelvis mobile. Children under the age of 3 squat naturally and perfectly. Every single one across every culture on earth. Then we put them in chairs. And within a few years, the ability begins to disappear. The capacity is still in your body. The joints are still there. The muscles just forgot what they were for. Here's what a chair does to your body. It holds you in a position of approximately 90 degrees at the hip for hours at a time. Your hip flexors, the muscles connecting your spine to your thigh, slowly shorten and tighten. Your glutes switch off entirely. Your spinal erectors stop firing. Your core goes dormant. The entire muscular system that was designed to support your spine from the outside simply stops working, and the spine, unsupported, compresses. Do this for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for decades, and the damage is cumulative, invisible, and almost irreversible without deliberate intervention. Then there are shoes. Ancient humans walked barefoot on uneven terrain. Every step activated dozens of small, stabilizing muscles in the foot, ankle, and lower leg. The arch of the foot acted as a natural shock absorber, distributing impact across the whole body. Modern cushioned shoes do that work for you, which sounds like progress. But when those stabilizing muscles stop being used, they weaken. The arch flattens, the ankle pronates, the knee rotates inward, the hip tilts, and the pain doesn't appear in the foot. It appears in the lower back, because the entire kinetic chain above a dysfunctional foot eventually compensates until something gives. We built comfort into every layer of our physical lives, and the spine paid for it. The global back pain treatment industry is worth over $100 billion a year. Physiotherapy, spinal surgery, pain medication, ergonomic furniture, orthotics, injections, all of it treating a condition that, in most cases, was created by the way we live. The troubling part is this: most of it works on the symptom, not the cause. A lumbar support cushion makes sitting in a chair more tolerable. It does not undo what sitting in a chair does to your body. A standing desk is better than a sitting desk, but standing still is almost as damaging as sitting still. The body was not designed for stillness. It was designed for varied, continuous, low-level movement. We are not solving the back pain epidemic. We are managing it, and we keep looking for better chairs instead of asking whether chairs were ever the the right idea. This is not an argument for throwing away your furniture. It's something more unsettling than that. The back pain epidemic is not a medical mystery. Researchers understand it well. The spine degenerates when it is held still, supported artificially, and deprived of the varied movement it was built for. That's not controversial. That's the consensus. What's uncomfortable is the implication. Because the fix isn't a better chair or a new mattress or a course of physiotherapy, though those things can help. The fix is movement. Constant, varied, low-level movement spread across the whole day. Getting to the floor and back up again. Walking on surfaces that aren't perfectly flat. Squatting. Carrying things. Using the body the way the body expects to be used. Ancient humans weren't disciplined about their posture. They didn't follow a program. They just never stopped moving. You are built from those people. Every joint, every disc, every stabilizing muscle in your back was engineered for a life that looks nothing like the one most of us are living. The chair is comfortable. The spine disagrees.